Victims of the Höerskool Driehoek tragedy have been laid to rest in 3 different funerals in the Vaal. Well, 3 pupils were killed instantly and more than 20 others injured when a concrete walkway collapsed at the school last week. A 4th learner succumbed to his injuries on Sunday.
It was a sad final goodbye as the family and friends of the 3 Driehoek Höerskool victims gathered to pay homage in Van der Bay Park. For most, the emotions were simply unbearable. Genre Steyn, Roydon Alkes, Marley Curie and Manus Nachel died last week after a walkway gave in. Mourners arrived at the different venues holding pink, white and purple balloons in honor of the deceased.
Some learners from schools in and around the area and Basic Education Minister Andrew Motshekga were also in attendance to pay homage.
Basic Education Minister gave the families her condolences.
I'm sure there's no pain for a parent which goes beyond losing a child. I think it's the worst thing to happen to any parent, so it's quite sad actually. And especially at her age, she was right at the prime and when they are at their best and beautiful and innocent.
She says it's too early to blame infrastructure for the incident.
Until we get a report, because I really think this was, for me, it was a freak accident. It's a school which is well built, and unfortunately, I think there were structural problems. So, for me, it really is a very unfortunate accident. It's not the typical infrastructure challenges that we're facing, where there are no schools, where there's just no infrastructure. They had the infrastructure, but I think there was some technical problems with the structure itself.
Meanwhile, investigations into what led to the collapse continue.
Structural engineers are still conducting their interviews on the structure, conducting assessment, but they are focusing on the investigation. They will be interacting with all relevant officials, but for them, we want to know what transpired, so that investigation continues. And they will also assist on the structure, on what is it that we need to do in terms of refurbishment, in terms of any intervention on the structure.
Tents have been erected at the school sport grounds to allow for learner attendance on Monday.
It's more of your camp environment, so they will be teaching, but to a lower scale. But remember, what is critical is for them to reintegrate the learners into the schooling environment. Learners were, since they left schooling on Thursday, because Friday this thing happened in the morning and they then did not focus on any learning. So you need to reintegrate them back to the schooling system, which will take time.
Arrangements for a catch-up exercise for students who've lost out on the academic calendar have been made. Itakana Magwedze, SABC News, Van der Bay Park.